Well, it has been a rough start to 2026 for my trading. I came to the charts Monday just so excited, feeling like I finally had my setups and strategies and everything like dialed in and optimized. I had a little bit of a win streak the last 2 weeks of December, and I had clawed myself almost completely out of drawdown, not quite. Back in drawdown. I'm pretty close to giving back all of my gains I've made. Um, Trading MNQ, not quite there, but and once again, I'm just in this place again, just feeling like I cannot figure out how to make this work. I have no clue. Um, I'd say I made one mistake for sure. Like, I took 5 trades this week. That's not very many. Like, I don't feel like over trading is a problem for me, but like I mentioned, I talked about in a video, over trading also means not just the number of trades, but taking trades that I know I just shouldn't. Out of those 5, only one was a winning trade. I had a break even, and then I had 3 losses. Um, that's a pretty bad win rate. That's a 20% win rate. That's terrible. Um, and I just feel like I don't even know what I'm doing wrong most of the time. I do still make mistakes, unfortunately. I do still take trades like I shouldn't, but it generally feels like it's less frequent than it used to be. Um, but it's like even making mistakes here and there, it just eats away at everything I have. It's kind of crazy. Monday, the first trade I took, I thought was a setup of mine. Like it was pretty classic. It was a pullback trade. This was break even for me. It was pretty volatile start to the morning though, and I did recognize that. Then price was chopping and terrible for the rest of the morning. I took a trade I should have taken, and I knew that because price action, I didn't like the price action, but I took it anyway. It was a loss. The only good thing was that it was a smaller loss than normal. Tuesday was my only winning trade. I took a long right here, and these zones, I have these blue zones drawn in now. At the time, they weren't there, but I'm going to start adding in some confluence, some zones like support and resistance zones. And actually, if I had this in at the time, I would have changed how I did my TP, but it wasn't there. I need to add something. I need to do something different to my charts because what I'm doing by itself, it's just not working. Even though they're very basic, simple ideas with basic price action, it's just like it's not enough. That's what it feels like. So, anyways, that was a winning trade. It was 80 points, so that made up for my loss from the day prior. Wednesday, I took one loss. Again, these zones weren't on my charts at the time. I put them in later as I was doing a little bit of back testing. And I'm also going to start marking London high, London low if it's different from the Globex high and low. That's something I didn't really differentiate before. That would have helped me with at least one trade for sure, maybe 2. So I took a breakout, and if I had this zone in at the time, I probably wouldn't have taken it. And I don't even know if there's really a great setup at all this day. We had some news about Nvidia in China that caused this move here. Maybe there's a setup right here, this little long, but it would have been a really small move. And then maybe a long here, although I didn't have the London high marked at the time. So, all right, moving on to Thursday. This was the last day I placed a trade. Again, these zones weren't here. I didn't have London low marked. I took a trade way down here. And again, if I had this zone drawn in at the time, I either would have had a smaller target. Like the setup wasn't bad, like it is a setup of mine, but it just, yeah, it bounced off this little support area that I drew in later. Um, and then maybe if I had the London low marked, I would have taken a breakout trade, but I didn't have those things in at the time. Friday, I didn't have my normal full session. I had an appointment to get to, so I was at the computer for about 20 minutes. There was 2 setups I was waiting for, and both didn't close. They just didn't give me the confirmation I needed to enter. Both went in my direction. But yeah, that was kind of a bummer. I was super close to entering on one trade. It was like a point away for me enter. So what I do is I wait for candles to close over certain levels, and if they don't, I don't enter. And then one candle was like 3 ticks away from closing over, or point away maybe. So I didn't take an entry, and then price fell. I don't have a screenshot. I didn't take a trade. This week was super disappointing. I mean, just like every week is basically. I had a little bit of a win streak at the end of December. Whoever said price action's no good that time of year, I feel like is off their rocker. Price action was beautiful compared to what we got like Monday and the chop from news. It's so crazy how you can feel like you finally have it figured out, and then it just gets taken from you. I've been through this cycle so many times, countless times, and I often feel just confused. Like I feel like I don't know how to improve. My mindset psychology is really it's almost perfect. I don't really know what else I need to change. I'm pretty good about not letting the outcome of a previous trade affect me. That used to be a problem. I can kind of like, I call like close the curtain. So once I take a trade, kind of close the curtain, take my next trade. I'm pretty good about it. I don't FOMO. I'm able to watch a move happen without me. Like if my setup's not there, I don't let it bother me. I don't do like any of the things that everyone says you have to stop doing to be profitable. I don't do those things. Like the FOMO, the revenge trading, the over trading, the tilt trading, the sizing up after a win or a loss. I never size up. The only time I've sized up is if I'm experimenting with having multiple TPs, and then I stick with that. But I never like size up after a win streak or a losing streak. I stay the same. I trade my same exact setups. I have breakouts, pullbacks, and long short off levels. That's it. It's basic price action. I'm not shooting for the moon. I only take like 2 trades a day. That's pretty much my average. I only took 5 this week, and most days I only took 1. And I don't know, like, if I have all those things, I feel like where they need to be, and I'm still just not even seeing progress. It's really hard to just like stick with this. I'm going to add in, I am making some changes, so I'm going to add in some confluence, like support and resistance zones. I'm going to start marking the London high and low. And I'm also going to scale back to 1 contract. So what I've been doing is trading 2 contracts, and I have 2 take profits. So I have one that's just a 1-to-1 and then a 2-to-1. Because of just how much I lose with 2 contracts, I'm going to have to change that. I'm going to 1 contract, and then I'm going to actually change my take profit system. It's going to be more variable. If I just stick with 1-to-1, I just won't win. My win rate is not good enough. So it's going to be variable. Some are going to be less, some are going to be more, some are just going to be 1-to-1. And I'm going to do my best to target either structure or a session high or low, essentially. And we'll see what happens. After this, if I can't figure out how to make this work with these changes, honestly, I don't know if I can continue trying this because I just don't know what else to do. I feel like I've done everything I can. I do all the things that people say you need to do to be successful. I journal, I analyze, I spend hours every single day studying my trades, my losses, looking for patterns, optimizing my take profits, and it just seems like it doesn't help. It seems like it doesn't matter. So anyways, that's where I'm at. That was my trading week. Definitely not what I was hoping to see. But that's the reality. Anyways, I am excited actually for next week. Just making these slight changes to what I'm putting on my chart and also scaling back to 1 micro so that I'm just not putting myself so much more into drawdown with every loss. Just to kind of put a little bit of a break on how quickly, I lose. So anyways, that's it. That's the recap. I hope you had a better start to 2026 than I did, and I hope you have a good weekend.